It's time to get your geek on with Dave Gramillion.
Ah, yes. Welcome here, San Antonio. Welcome here, the great state of Texas. Welcome here, the United States of America, and all parts beyond UK, Canada, Philippines, Australia, so on and so forth. I am Dave Gramillion. Welcome to Get Your Geek On. Here we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. You see, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we are here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This is Season 2, Episode number 31, and tonight, oh my goodness, did we have news break this week. First of all, we are at PAX South. We've been waiting for this since the last PAX South. We've been eagerly awaiting the next representation of PAX South, and so far it has not disappointed. It is a tremendous amount of fun. If you're not at PAX South, I don't know what you're waiting on. There are also PAXs at different parts of the country as well. Strongly encourage that. If you've missed any of the content that we've brought you, you can find it on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GYGO Radio. We have albums of pictures. We have interviews, including the owner himself, Jerry Holkins, the owner of the Penny Arcade Expo. We lined up interviews with Michael Dante DiMartino, who is the co-creator of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hello. I mean, that right there, that was a golden moment. That was wonderful. And then we sat down with Taran Mathaeu, who is a New York Times best-selling author of fantasy fiction. I mean, we're having a lot of fun here, and we'll have plenty of write-ups and whatnot coming out on our website, which is getyourgeekon.org. So much news has broken, especially in the world of Marvel. A lot of news came out of there. We'll be talking about the Deadpool change, the Gambit change. We're going to be talking about Bryan Singer. We haven't heard his name in quite a while. We'll be talking about that. Is there a Black Widow movie coming? Well, if you pay attention to social media at all, you would think that it's coming out next week. But hang on. We're about ready to throw a little bit of cold water on the Black Widow movie announcement. DC has some news, finally, and not all of it is good. Lindsay Lohan wants to be in a DC movie. Yeah, not sure how we're going to feel about that, but we'll get into that as well. Plus, a lot of game news came out. The Overwatch League kicked off. CES happened. PAX South happened. And if not Lindsay Lohan, who do we think should play Batgirl in a movie? We'll talk about that and more coming up here in a little bit. Let me make sure that I have everything I need in order to run the premier talk radio show in the United States, nominated for 2 Best of the City awards by San Antonio Magazine, including Best Podcast and Best Radio Personality of 2017. And in order to go down my checklist here, the first thing on it is I got to have something to drink, because if you're going to talk for almost an hour, yeah, you better have something to drink. That works out nicely. I also like to have a back scratcher on hand, because there's always one spot right there in the middle of your back that you just can't reach. And so I like to have that on hand just in case I'm talking to a guest and I'm not sitting here squirming all the time. And not only that, but I'm a firm believer that if you were going to have yourself a geeky talk radio show, and believe me, there are a lot of geeky podcasts out there, geeky YouTube channels, but on talk radio, by golly, you better have yourself a lightsaber. I have True Blue right here with me, a gift from my friends over at Saber Forge. And I want to thank them for gifting me this lightsaber right here. There we go. So with that, we'll keep the Minox at bay. And I'm also happy to say that I have a sonic screwdriver right here on hand as well. I also like to be decked out in geeky apparel. I certainly have a closet full of t-shirts, and this one is one of my personal favorites. This is from our friends over at riptapparel.com. That's RIPT apparel.com. It is my South Park Dragon Ball Z mashup. I love this shirt, and if you want a shirt like it, you can head on over there, and at checkout, if you use the promo code GYGO, you will save 10% on any order that they have. Now, you can't combine that with other offers. If you're already getting 25% off, then you don't get 35%. But if you see something that you just got to have, over at rippedapparel.com, you get 10% off using the promo code GYGO. Let me introduce the rest of my motley crew here in the comfy confines of our 9:30 a.m. The Answer Studios. On my left to your right, as you look across the radio dial, you will see the founder, the president, the grand poobah of the Star Wars Society of San Antonio. He is our minion. He is Peter Gonzalez.
What's that flashing?
We're losing the deflector shield. Go strap yourselves in. I'm going to make a jump to light speed.
Hey, I got a new sound, apparently.
Hey, not bad.
I love it.
We're upgrading you here in 2018.
About time. Yay!
Hey, Peter, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
And what are you wearing here? What is your geeky apparel?
I am wearing my Leia long sleeve dress. Well, the dress will actually come this weekend, but we'll talk about that later. But
actually, that came a little bit today, a little bit, didn't it?
Yes, and I had a great time wearing it.
All right, and you also
I am wearing the Leia outfit.
You have the Leia t-shirt.
Yes,
and,
the Leia t-shirt.
And you're still wearing your PAX badge.
I'm wearing my PAX badge.
Cool.
So yes.
All righty. If you look further to my left, your right, across the radio dial, you will see the man spinning the ones and zeros. He is our sound prognosticator. He is Goose.
Remember, you are my number one guy.
Hey, Goose. How you doing?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad. You enjoying yourself so far?
So far.
All right. Well, that's good news right there.
Yes, it is.
And what are you decked out in? What's your geeky
Well,
apparel?
I too went to my RIPTapparel.com section of my closet, and I've got my little 80s robot mashup going on.
Very nice.
Very nice. Well, actually, it's not robot. It's actually vehicle, because there's Airwolf, there's the 18 van, there's Ecto-1 in here. Got Optimus Prime, the DeLorean, the General Lee.
Outstanding.
And He-Man sword.
Outstanding. All right, so let's get a little bit of show news out of the way here before we move forward into the oh my god news of the week. First of all, we're accepting music suggestions. I'm going to change things up here in 2018. We use a lot of bumper music, of which you'll hear shortly, and I'm looking to change it up. We've been playing the same music for about a year and a half now. If you have any suggestions for us, please send it to us at facebook.com/GYGO radio. Not looking for soundtracks or, play the Imperial March. No. We like mashups. We like remixes. We like something upbeat, something rock, something that really gets you fired up. So we're looking for that. Also, have you been to our website lately? GetYourGeekOn.org. We recently added some staff writers, and we have published over 200 news articles since August. So if you're missing out on the news, all you have to do is subscribe to us. You go to GetYourGeekOn.org/news, and there'll be a little area on the right or at the bottom, and it'll say subscribe. And all you have to do is just type in your email address, and you're good to go. Now, here's the thing, though. It is free, and you don't have to worry about getting any spam, because I never, ever, ever sell email addresses. I hate that sort of thing. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you don't like the news, that's fine. That's no problem. You just click unsubscribe and you're good to go. So head on over to getyourgeekon.org/news, sign up, and you will get the latest news sent right to your inbox.
But if they like opinion, they can stay subscribed.
Oh, absolutely. Opinion, reviews, breaking news.
We might start doing little notification emails as well, certain things.
Absolutely. When there are programming changes, if we're going to travel somewhere for a Comic-Con to cover that, then absolutely we'll be good to go and we're covered there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and... wow, it's been a little while since we did not open up with some Star Wars news, but this time, it's Marvel time.
This is that sequel to the smash hit with no equal. This one's for the true fans with Hulk hands and action figures. Flying, dining,
Alrighty. I love that little tune. That is pretty good. I might keep that one. I'm not sure yet. All right, so let's get to some breaking news. This came out. It was, I believe it was Thursday that this happened. And all of a sudden, people freaked out because Deadpool 2, its release date got moved. Now, the first Deadpool movie came out 2016. It was a massive hit.
Didn't it come out President's Day weekend or something?
Yeah, it was in February.
Yeah, it was like right around Valentine's, President's Day, somewhere around there.
It broke all kinds of records.
It broke the February record. It broke the rated R record. It broke record after record after record after record. Now, it actually was not the first R-rated comic book movie, as a lot of people think. but it was by far the most
Wasn't
successful.
that a Blade movie?
It was Blade or Blade
was it
2.
this first Bond movie?
The Crow, if you want to even go further back.
Was The Crow?
Was The Crow R? I thought it was PG-13.
I thought it was
No,
13.
the original one was Brandon Lee was R.
Oh, really?
All right, well, regardless, it was originally slated to come out June 1st, the weekend after the Han Solo movie. But then all of a sudden, Disney decided to buy Fox Studios, and wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden, Deadpool got moved back 2 weeks. So it is not in direct competition with Han Solo, as some people may believe out there. The new release date will be May 18th. And the reason why is historically, Star Wars movies have done better in their second week than a lot of other movies typically do. And they didn't want Deadpool to cut into the Han Solo box office, which already is going to be a little sketchy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed it will. Because Han Solo is going to get a lot of the Last Jedi hate.
Well, not only that, but there's not a lot of marketing for it out there. We've had
Not
some
yet.
leaks.
Not yet. We've had a few leaks, and turns out some of the stuff is from Lego, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been some Lego leaks, but I think people are kind of smelling blood in the water right now. They're not exactly thrilled about the Han Solo movie, at least not yet. Now, we'll see how things turn out. But Deadpool has been officially moved back 2 weeks to May 18th. This does put it in direct competition with Sony's Slender Man movie, which was supposed to be some type of a horror thriller type of a thing. But Sony was actually banking on that to be a quiet, dark horse type of a movie where it would make money that they didn't expect it to. Well, now it's just going to get crushed. So this could be a double move for Disney. One is it gets it out of the way of the Han Solo film, and second is they get to step on Sony.
Yeah.
Which isn't exactly hard to do. Sony hasn't had a lot of run at the box.
The only
office.
time you shouldn't step on Sony is when your PlayStation's on the floor.
Hey-oh, there you go. No, that's true. You don't want to do that unless you're making a YouTube video. Like, what's the popular one? The parents, like smash their kids' electronics. And
Those.
run them over with a lawnmower.
Some of those are staged, apparently.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I imagine a lot of them are staged. They do it for the likes. They do it for the views. They do it for the lulls. Also, in other news, the Gambit director has quit.
What?
What?
Now that movie's not slated to come out till like mid 2019.
Isn't Channing
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, he's still Gambit.
He's still Gambit, but the director has quit. Now, this also comes... there's been a lot of flux in comic book movies lately. This director's out. The Flash movie can't seem to keep a director for more than a few months. They've already lost 2 directors, and they're on their 3rd now. So this is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's a Fox thing. I don't know if it's a Disney thing. We may never know what happens here, but Gambit is now without a director.
Solo and Episode 9 both lost their first directors.
They both lost their first directors.
Didn't they change directors for Rogue One? No, they just did reshoots for Rogue One, right?
Well, yeah, but it's still the same director.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four lost its original director. Josh Trank was supposed to be running that show.
And then he realized what a complete mess that was going to be and got out of that.
I think everybody realized that was a total mess.
I think everybody realized that Josh Trank was a total mess as well. That came on the heels of him. There was a report that came out that he trashed the house he was staying in when they were shooting. Like there were holes in the wall, broken furniture.
Well, you
things
probably
of that
watched the
nature.
dailies of that movie and were like, "Oh, good God!"
That's
doing?
probably what happened.
What did I sign up for?
Now I find this to be a little interesting. Now people have been clamoring for a Black Widow movie for literally
Ever.
years,
Right.
almost since Iron Man 2 came out, and now 20th Century Fox appears to have beaten Marvel to the feminine punch. There's a movie starring Jennifer Lawrence that is coming out, and it's called Red Sparrow. Don't know if y'all have seen the trailer for this one, but the trailer is it looks like a lot of fun. But here's the thing. Red Sparrow is about an attractive Russian girl who is sent to a secret camp where other girls, including her, are trained as femme fatales, feminine assassins who use their body, their looks, their weapons, their skills. She meets an American, and she has to free herself from that corrupt, hateful, hostile system.
You mean they use their particular set of skills?
Yes, their particular set of skills, exactly, to wipe the red out of their ledger, so to speak. So this sounds an awful lot like Black Widow. It's just not Black Widow. It's Black Widow in everything but name. Pretty much. That's what it is. That'll be released on March 2nd. That'll be right around the corner as well. So it looks like somebody just said, hey, you know what? How about we do a Black Widow movie? We just don't call it Black Widow. We just call it something else.
But this is still a Marvel production, right?
Nope.
No?
No, it's just a Fox production.
Yeah, it's a Fox production. So it's Black Widow. It's just not Black Widow. Essentially, that's what it is.
You know, it's like Wildstorm before it became part of DC Comics.
Exactly.
There's so many analogs in there. It's crazy.
There are too many. It's in other news, in other Marvel news, there was a little bit of a controversy now involving Black Panther. Apparently, there is some backlash and a potential boycott going around because Michael B. Jordan, not the basketball player, Michael B. Jordan, is dating someone who is not African American, and now there is a stir and a backlash against it.
Michael B. Jordan, also of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I didn't want to associate him with that. I'm trying to blot that out.
And
so.
He's trying to redeem himself.
And Creed, by the way, he was good in Creed.
He was very good in Creed.
Great in that.
So now there's a little bit of a backlash, but in my opinion, and from what I've seen, it's overblown. It's Marvel has such a good run. It's kind of like the Yankees, the Warriors, the Patriots. There's always someone that wants to bring any bad news and amplify it because Marvel is so successful. In my opinion, it's overblown. Don't believe the hype. It's just a bunch of social justice warriors, and it's an extreme minority.
Speaking of bad news, not Marvel related though. There's a new Masters of the Universe movie that's going to start shooting in April.
I did not just hear that.
What?
No.
New Masters of the Universe movie. You know, He-Man?
No.
Yeah. Well, okay. So did they cast anybody yet, or?
I hope they didn't cast Dolph Lundgren.
I hope it didn't have Gwildor in it. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So let's get back to this Black Widow movie for a little bit. The idea of Red Sparrow basically being Black Widow. There was some news that came out this week, and the fans went ballistic and treated it as gospel, which of course you knew was going to happen. And here's the story. So Variety came out and said that Marvel has hired a writer to explore the idea of a Black Widow movie. Essentially, kick the tires, see what we think. There's no green light, there's no director, there's no cast, there's no script, there's no screenplay, there's nothing. There's not even... there might be a post-it note somewhere that says Black Widow movie ? And that is it. But the Marvel fans went bonkers on social media and declared that the Black Widow movie was actually going to happen. Let me clarify. There is no Black Widow movie. All they've done, I mean, it's basically like if someone's going to run for president, the first thing they do is they have an exploratory committee. They don't say that they're going to run, but you know what? Let's see what's out there. Let's see what kind of traction we can get. It's the same thing with this. All they did was they hired one writer to explore the idea of a Black Widow movie.
So is this guy writing the screenplay, or is he just toying with the idea?
Well, right now, toying with the idea.
Okay.
Kicking things around. What could we do? Where could we do it? What kind of a story would we write? And so on. Now, sources with Variety say this is extremely early development. And I want to reiterate, there's no green light for a film yet. The writer is named Jacques Schaefer. And this writer, all right, here we go. Marvel fans, this is it. Your Black Widow movie hopes rest on the same person who wrote Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Oh, boy.
Dear God.
Oh, boy.
Olaf's Frozen Adventure, something called Mr. Stash, that was a short, and stash like mustache, not like my stash of hidden gold, and something called Timer.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not Jon Favreau. This is not even letting Robert Downey Jr. write something. Oh, no. Instead, let me reiterate. The person who was hired to explore the idea of a Black Widow movie also wrote Olaf's Frozen Adventure, Mr. Stash, and Timer.
So this is so new, the guy hasn't even opened up his laptop yet.
It's that fresh.
Did y'all hear about that backlash that Olaf's Frozen Adventure got when it was in the theaters?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
People lost their ever-loving minds.
Because it broke canon, okay? Olaf does not behave that way, okay? You do not take... There is so much background on Olaf, okay? Olaf would never do what he did in the movie.
But
Listen, stop talking about The Last Jedi.
Oh,
but the other thing about the whole Olaf movie was in some Latin American countries, they were like, we don't want to see that. We want to see Coco. And it was like, okay. And in a lot of the Latin American countries,
every Pixar movie, they do that short, though.
Yeah, I know, but know, in your Latin American countries, like, nah, get that out of here. We want to see Coco.
Yeah, we want to go to Coco now. It's Coco time.
Right.
So there's your writer. There's your your savior. But still, after all this news, after everything that we heard, Marvel fans were still like... Yes, they still want their Black Widow movie so badly that they refuse to read articles about it. They're just taking the headlines and they're just like, oh my God, greatest thing ever.
And sharing it all over the place. So there's your perspective, just to keep things okay. I'm just saying, just don't get too excited just yet. Oh, goodness. All right, so this isn't exactly Marvel movie, but it's comic book, so we'll lump it in here. Todd McFarlane had an interview recently, and he talked about the new Spawn movie. You remember Spawn, right? The comic book?
No, there was a movie back in the 90s.
Yes, and it was lumped in as one of the worst comic book movies of all. It was awful.
Like I said, I remember the comic book.
So now they're going to have a new movie. And Todd McFarlane spoke with Arizona Central newspaper, and he said that the film would not be a superhero movie at all, but instead would be, quote, a supernatural thriller like a lot of good creep movies.
Okay.
I'm not sure what he means by creep movies, but a supernatural thriller. Okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. He also says this is going to be interesting. A movie will be released in 2019. It will be rated R, and Spawn will not say a word in the entire movie.
Okay.
Oh,
not a word.
Okay.
Your hero, your protagonist, the one you're supposed to get behind, will not say a word throughout the movie.
Okay. Well, in some kind of defense on this, I mean, when the Spawn comic came out with the whole Image lineup, Spawn was one of the better ones because it was something that was very original, considering a lot of the other stuff that out there were total rip-offs of all the X-Men titles. Yes,
you mean like Savage Dragon?
Yeah, well, that too, and of course and everything else. Yes, Rob Liefeld, I'm talking to you. Yes, I said it. Go ahead. You can shoot me an email, and I'll gladly put that in my spam. So
the Spawn movie will be coming out in 2019. In the little bit of time we have left here, let's move on, and we're going to squeeze in some DC news here. Alrighty, so Kevin Feige runs Marvel.
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy runs Star Wars.
Yes.
We don't really know who ran DCEU. Jeff Johns was largely
credited. I know who ran it
credited,
into the ground.
But yeah. But Jeff Johns was largely credited with kind of guiding the DCEU, and he is out. Now, someone called Walter Hamada, or however you want to pronounce it, will now take charge of all comic-related movies, not limited to just the DCEU. All comic-related movies for Warner Brothers. Now, this is the same guy who produced 47 Ronin,
okay,
Into the Storm, which won a bunch of awards, and It. Sounds pretty good, right?
Not bad.
Yeah, he also produced Final Destination 5, The Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th reboots.
Hey, those did big box office numbers, man.
And the incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. So there's some good and then there's some not so good. So
somebody's got to start somewhere.
So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes. Lindsay Lohan started tweeting that she wants to be Batgirl.
We all have goals.
Yeah. Now, she wanted people to retweet like crazy about this, and she got about 5,000 retweets, which sounds really impressive. 5,000 retweets.
Ooh.
Until you realize she has 9.37 million followers.
Well,
So that comes to, I actually did the math on this one, 0.0005% of her followers retweeted that. So take that for what it's worth. Now, comic book movies have resurrected careers before. I'm looking at you, Robert Downey Jr., and we've learned our lesson about saying that so-and-so can't possibly play a certain character. Thank you very much, Heath Ledger.
Michael Keaton, too.
Michael Keaton as well. So I'm not on board with this. I've never been a Lindsay Lohan fan. I never have. But anything is possible, and after all, she can't be worse than Alicia Silverstone.
Don't count on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's so hard to understand her through that thick British accent she had in the film, right?
Oh.
Alrighty, so we'll be right back here after the bottom of the hour news break here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer and 930amtheanswer.com. Welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio, 930amtheanswer.com. I am Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of the show, it was a doozy. We talked about a lot of breaking news that was going on, including the Deadpool sequel. Sony's Slender Man, the Gambit director, is out. We talked about 20th Century Fox's Black Widow movie in everything but name. And then we talked about the possibility of a Black Widow movie. We talked about who's in charge of the DCEU and Lindsay Lohan wanting to be Batgirl. Yes, you heard that correctly. But I want to talk real quickly before we get into our next news segment about the website that we set up over at getyourgeekon.org. It's a great place to not only keep tabs of the show, to listen to the episodes as we put them up there, but also a great place to get your news. Our writing staff write their own opinion pieces, they write reviews, they write various news stories. In fact, we've published over 200 articles of news as they happened from August to now, which we are recording this in early January of 2018. So if you're missing out on the news and you want a one-stop shop for your news, Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, you're tired of running around the internet, you're tired of going from website to website and searching Google for whatever, no problem. You go to getyourgeekon.org/news. All you have to do is just subscribe with your email address. Once you've done that, then we'll send the news right to your inbox, and that's all you'll get. You will not get spam because we don't sell your email address.
So I don't even have to put my name?
No, not really.
Not my address? Not my phone number?
Nope.
Not my blood type?
Not your blood type, not your social security number, not your pick for the Super Bowl winner, and most importantly, no credit card. This is a free service.
I know. That's awesome.
This is an absolutely free service. You will not get spam from us ever.
And the website again is
getyourgeekon.org. The news area is getyourgeekon.org/news. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to move on, and we are going to talk about some video game news here, shall we? You know who also loves video games? That would be our friends over at Laser Legend.
Yeah, they do.
Laser Legend is on the north side of San Antonio off of Loop 1604. Not quite to Rolling Oaks Mall, not quite to I-35, but kind of in between there off of Lookout Road. This place has been one of our longest sponsors, and every time we go there, we're so impressed by the variety of games that they have. Indoor miniature golf is all set up ready for you. They have party rooms available. And they have, of course, their 2-floor laser tag arena. Various games going on. They have a zombie tag during the Halloween time. They have normal laser tag. They have free-for-all. They have really a wide variety set up, including you can get power-ups now on your laser gun. And they have, I really like this, unlimited laser tag during the week. You pay, I believe it's $30 for a monthly pass, which that's like, what, 4 or 5 games? Well, you could do that in a day, and then you're paid up for the month. And then that's it. $30 for the month, unlimited laser tag during the week.
It's 6 games.
Is it 6 games?
Ish.
I think it's like $5 or $6 a game.
5 and a fraction.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like 6 games, and then the 7th one is free, and then they're all free after that. So you head over to Laser Legend, you sign up for this deal, 1 month during the week, all the laser tag you can play. You can go again and again and again and again and again every day if you wanted to during the week. A tremendous deal that you'll find over at Laser Legend. All right, so CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, was January 9th through the 12th. And we're going to hit a few just of the highlights here before we move on to our next segment. And what I like about this, technically it's not gaming, but it is geeky. And this comes around once a year, and they always have so many different gadgets and whatnot that are just a lot of fun. So the Intel CEO, and I'm going to butcher his name, and I'm sorry for that, Brian Krzanich, Krzanich, Krzanich. He showed off what was called the Volocopter. The Volocopter is a passenger drone. So essentially, it's a flying car. It is a drone that will hold a person and take you where you want to go. So it'll land, in your street. You tell it, okay, hey, you'll have an app, much like Uber. You'll say, I want to be picked up here. I want to be dropped off at, say, SeaWorld. So it will pick you up. It'll land in your street. You climb in. It'll pick you up, and it will fly you to the SeaWorld parking lot and drop you off.
Which, if you've ever been on 1604 traffic,
what a game
changer.
changer. I mean, in the sky will probably take you like 6 minutes to get there. If you're on the ground on 1604, it'll take you about I was going to go with like a couple of days.
Well, that one time it took us an hour.
Yeah,
one time we were trying to get to Austin.
Well, exactly. So you could say, all right, I want to go to Wizard World in Austin. It'll pick you up, depending, of course, on its range and whatnot. And this flying drone will carry you through the sky to your destination.
Of course, there's that one time that Dave decided to give me and his wife a wake-up call on the way to SeaWorld.
Oops. Sorry about that. Well, you poke fun at the driver, and he's going to hit the brake once in a while. And, well, we'll have some fun with that. All right. Also, Intel announced a major breakthrough in quantum computing. I'm going to nerd out a little bit. Geeks are more into the pop culture. Nerds are into the techie stuff. So let me nerd out a little bit. Quantum computing is essentially it's the downshift. Okay, if you've ever driven a standard car, you get up to third gear, and it just the RPMs go up, but the miles per hour don't. So you downshift, and all of a sudden you go faster. Our smartest computers will be dinosaurs compared to a basic quantum computer. And I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
So right now, our classic computers use what's called bits, ones and zeros. If you ever seen Tron, you know what a bit is. And, yes, you know that one. Quantum computing uses protons and electrons.
Okay.
Think about that for a second. Instead of ones and zeros, protons and electrons to run computers. Now, this isn't going to be something that will be on our desktop or anything anytime soon, but the smartest computers on the planet, the ones the NSA use, the one Intel will use, the one that cancer research centers will use, would use quantum computing. It's estimated they could be, and I'm, again, not exaggerating, millions of times more powerful than our most powerful computers today. And Intel announced a major breakthrough with that. So they're working on a quantum chip. And I know it's a little nerdy, and maybe I'll lose a few listeners from that, but trust me, quantum computing is going to change literally everything when it comes around. Everything.
So it's only about $200, you said?
No.
Oh.
No, we're not to that part of the notes yet.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of that,
somebody's getting ahead.
Someone's getting ahead. So, in other news, though, HP did release something. This is very interesting. So, in order to play the best games, you've got to have a really expensive computer. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 computer. It's got to have the best parts inside it, best graphic card, best processor. It's got to have 64 gigs of RAM and all sorts of things. If you get a $200 laptop, you're not going to be able to play World of Warcraft, Player Battleground. You're not going to be able to play Overwatch, nothing like that. You can't do it. Except now you can.
What?
The HP Stream is a $200 laptop that will play the major games despite running an Intel Celeron processor. I think the Intel Celeron came out like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Now, this is due to what they call the GeForce Now app. So essentially, it is a pure streaming computer. No, you don't have to store games on your laptop. You don't have to download updates or anything like that. It's all run off the cloud. Supported games include Resident Evil 7, Civilization 5 and 6, StarCraft 2, BioShock Remastered, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Witcher 3, and World of Warcraft. All of this run on a $200 laptop.
So basically, the whole point of the computer is to get the VNC up and going.
Pretty much. Now, they did admit that the graphics weren't stellar. Okay, they weren't running at 120 or 180 frames a second, but they were still really good, and it was absolutely playable. So this is wonderful news. It really is, because now all of a sudden, when your $1,000 desktop computer breaks, you can go out and get a $200 little tiny, 15-inch screen laptop, and you're still good to go. You can still play. This is really great news for gamers everywhere, because I know I get a lot of flack because I gave up my desktop years ago when I switched to a laptop. And some of my friends would go off and play the latest, greatest games, and I couldn't because my laptop, although it was good, still could not keep pace. I mean, some of the graphics cards that some of my friends have are the size of my laptop. So my laptop couldn't keep up. Now you don't have to worry about it. You get a $200 laptop, you're good to go. Also, the Overwatch League kicked off their regular season. Overwatch being run by Blizzard, and Blizzard was happy to announce that they partnered with Twitch to showcase the Overwatch League. So now you can watch it on Twitch, and so far, so good. The variety of camera angles was a lot of fun. You could definitely see that, like they had this overhead map screen where you could see the different players, and they were able to switch between players really well and do some good replays as well. I saw so many posts on social media about the Overwatch League. A lot of people were watching it. I think, Minion, you were watching it too, weren't you?
Yeah, actually.
What'd you think?
Not too bad. Actually, your fiance is watching some of the stuff right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Dallas Fuel did lose their first game. Hopefully, Houston can keep Texas strong there. But they put up. Yeah, it's literally the first game. So we actually had an interesting op-ed that came out on getyourgeekon.org, so another reason to subscribe. And our writer noticed that there are exactly 0 female gamers in the entire Overwatch League. Not one team anywhere has a female player.
So it's all just...
It's all guys. Every single team from London to Seoul, all guys.
Okay, because I know there's quite a few female players.
And maybe you can make the argument that, the female gamers just aren't as good. But, no, there are some female gamers that are really good out there in Overwatch. They just didn't get a fair shake, apparently. So we had an op-ed. If you want to go read that, you can find that at getyourgeekon.org/news. The Overwatch League is going to change esports in general. We've talked before about how esports is rumored now to be in the Olympics, the next Summer Olympics in Paris. I think that's 2022, actually. So not the next one, but the one after that. And they're rumored to be coming out with an esports category in the Olympics. It's so big, it simply cannot be ignored. It already hit $1 billion revenue in 2017, and now they're projecting it could hit $1.5 billion by 2019, which, that would be next year.
So you think one of the games could be Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games?
Wouldn't that be something to see? At the Winter
Madness.
Olympic Games. So this is an exciting time to start following esports. And Overwatch, the league is different because they've never had city-based teams before. You had Counter Logic Gaming versus Team Solo Mid. That's how it used to be. Now you have the San Francisco Shock versus the Houston Outlaws. It's like, ooh.
Which one's the Outlaws?
That's different. That's Houston. So you have the New York Excelsior versus the London Spitfire. Now you have city-based teams, much like the NFL, NBA, MLS, and so on and so forth. So it's an exciting time to start getting into the world of esports if you haven't already. Alrighty, so earlier we talked about Lindsay Lohan and her obsession with getting into the Batgirl movie. She wanted to get her Twitter followers on board. That didn't go quite so well. She did get 5,000 retweets, but she also has some 4.1 I'm sorry, 9.37 million followers. So that 5,000 retweet doesn't sound like a lot
That
anymore.
just tells me a bunch of people said,
That sounds about right to me. So you guys said that you wanted to chime in there on good old
'cause-
Lindsay?
Well, who should we start with first? Do you want to go first, Ghost, or should I go first?
go for it.
Well, because I know that you had said that, well, Robert Downey Jr., managed to get...
Resurrected his career.
However, by the time he had already started filming Iron Man, he was already on the right path.
Well, how do we know Lindsay's not on the right path already?
She's just got a bad rap already.
Well, so did Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, but still, just that, this thing has kind of followed her. Thing is, at least Robert Downey Jr. has at least been to prison and kind of gotten his act together.
Lindsay Lohan has done that as well. She's been to rehab and come out.
But she keeps falling off the wagon. And she just has this, reputation where everybody's kind of like, they just don't want to deal with her anymore.
Well, you could always try to have Winona Ryder have it, but then she just might steal it.
Hey-oh.
No, but the thing is, even because I had mentioned this earlier, when I was at my very first Comic-Con, they were showing trailers of one of her movies that was coming out, and this is after one of her little episodes, and everybody was just booed and laughed and were saying some things that I cannot say on the air. But so she just has this reputation.
How long ago was that?
That was 2007.
So that was 11 years ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just, you just kind of look at her and you're like, no.
Okay, so now
no.
picture Robert Downey Jr.'s reputation in 1997, 11 years before Iron Man.
But he already kind of had started his path back.
So has Lindsay Lohan.
But at the same time, it's like, no, it just, no. Just,
Here's the thing.
No.
And I think we can all agree. Nobody embodies Tony Stark quite like Robert Downey Jr.
Because
That's
he already
true.
is that. He is, it's hard to tell.
But there are so
Yeah.
many other better options. And we'll talk about this in a minute, but there's someone on our list who actually has Lindsay Lohan's episodes to thank for her career.
That's true.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, I'm not on board with Lindsay Lohan being Batgirl either, but I am playing devil's advocate here because we haven't heard from her in the news in quite a while. She stayed out of the tabloids. You haven't heard about any drug benders, drinking, nights of partying. When was the last time you heard anything about Lindsay Lohan?
It's been a
Today.
while.
It's been a while. Of course, other than Batgirl. So keep in mind, just keep an open mind and remember two things. Robert Downey Jr. in the 80s and 90s partied his tail off, and now he is celebrated as Iron Man. He is beloved among everyone. It resurrected his career. The other thing to keep in mind is Heath Ledger.
Okay.
All right? The guy from A Knight's Tale and Brokeback Mountain is now the Joker.
Right.
There's a reason why. I can't remember his name now. The recent Joker from Suicide Squad, Jared Leto. Jared Leto. There's a reason why he had such a hard time being accepted by the fans, and it's because what was the first thing everyone said?
He sucks.
Well, besides, yes, but why? Because the first thing everyone did was compare him to Heath Ledger. That stuff. Even before the movie came out, everyone said Heath Ledger.
Yep.
Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger. So while I'm not entirely on board with Lindsay Lohan, I'm still going to keep, at the very least, an open mind. That being said, we did come up with a top 10 women that we think should be Batgirl, if not Lindsay Lohan. And this is in no particular order. We did not rank these whatsoever because you just...
Ranking women is wrong.
That's correct. Thank you very much, Gase, for that little bit of political correctness in there. So here we go. Without further ado, number 10, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Possibly.
Whom?
Chloe Grace.
I don't know her.
You don't know Chloe Grace Moretz?
No.
That's I was looking up during the.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what'd you find there?
She's pretty young. I think she was in. I forgot what movie she did.
Well, she's 20.
Yeah,
She was
20. That's.
If you want to feel old, she was born in February of '97.
Oh boy.
97. Think about that for a minute. Chloe Grace Moretz is known for. She was in Carrie. She was in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
The Fifth Wave. Hugo.
All movies I haven't seen.
Okay, so everyone that we picked on this list, by the way, is under 35.
Okay, is Chloe? Was she in Kick-Ass? Was she Hit Girl?
Yeah, she's Hit Girl.
Possibly.
So
It's a possibility with her.
All right, so that's number 10. Number 9, is keeping in mind, of course, that everyone that we picked is under the age of 35. Ellen Page is number 9. She's on our list.
I'm okay with that, actually.
Ellen Page.
Unless they want to ever do a Shadowcat movie.
Yeah, but I see her more as Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. If they do a Shadowcat movie, she has to go do that.
Ellen Page of Juno, Inception. Yeah,
that roller skating movie she did.
X-Men Days of Future Past as Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
So that's number 9. Number 8. And again, this is in no particular order, so don't flip out that we put her this low on the list.
Because ranking women is wrong.
That would be Miss Emma Stone.
Which she has Lindsay Lohan's craziness to think for her career.
Yeah, well, that's certainly true.
If you look at the movies she did, all of them were probably written for Lindsay Lohan. And then she was unavailable, so they picked it. So they got Emma Stone.
I like Emma. I think a lot of people are on board with Emma because she kind of looks the part. She's got that very smoky voice that could possibly
She's
work
got that
for her.
Lindsay Lohan thing going for it, but
Right.
she's not Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
Plus, she's spunky. She's out there. She's
got the acting chops.
She really does, and she has a lot of fun on set. So that's not a problem. And plus, a lot of people, because she's a redhead, would prefer Emma Stone in the Batgirl movie. Of course, anyone can dye their hair.
Or wear a wig.
Speaking of which, that will be
Yvonne Craig, hello.
number 7 on our list. Hayden Panettiere.
Of current Nashville's in this last season, so it's doable.
Yep. So she's going to be available. She was also in Heroes.
She's about a good enough age to do it.
She's 28.
Only 28.
So, and just dye your hair red or wear a wig and you're good to go. No problem. You can see Hayden playing Batgirl. Number 6, Emily Browning.
Not familiar with her.
Everyone's going to say who until I say Sucker Punch. She was Baby Girl in Sucker Punch, the blonde.
Hasn't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Really?
Never got around to it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Sucker Punch, you'll look that up and you'll be like, oh yeah, I could see that. That was an action film, and a lot of girl fighting in that one. So that was very cool. That was the effects were very good. Number 5, Madison Riley. Now that's going to be another one you don't know. She was in the Grown Ups movie, the girl who had to fix her car.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Wow. Okay. All right. She's also another nice little feature. She's 5'9". So
that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So
that could work for her.
Need someone tall, maybe someone physical. If you're going to be in a Batgirl movie. Number 4 on our list is Lily Collins. She was in Mirror Mirror and City of Bones. Number 3 on our list, Anna Sophia Robb. She was in Bridge to Terabithia. She was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She was Violet Beauregard.
Maybe. I was looking at her earlier. It's like, well, she's got a good look.
And she's also worked on Disney movies before, so Disney may be a little more receptive.
Talking
to
Batgirl.
that idea. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. DC.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so used to Disney owning, everything. So, Anna Sophia Robb is another choice. Number 2, this actress is a little older, but she has done red-headed movies before, and that would be Bryce Dallas Howard.
If this were maybe 10 years ago, I'd say yes, but if they're gonna recast the whole Batman part already.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard is 36.
Yeah,
I lied when I said that everyone was under 35.
How about this? You make this a Cassandra Cain or Stephanie Brown Batgirl movie and bring back Dana Mayer as Barbara Gordon.
That would be
From
good.
Birds of Prey.
I don't know that one.
You never saw the Birds of Prey TV show?
Nope.
Starship Troopers, Dina Meyer.
Oh, okay. All right.
redhead.
Diz.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Diz.
Yeah,
okay.
Diz.
Yeah, I can see that. So Bryce Dallas Howard acted in Twilight movie. She was the redhead in Twilight.
And
We don't
forget
hold that
Jurassic-
against her.
So that's okay. And she was also Lady in the Water.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic
Yep.
World. So she's Pete's Dragon and so on. So she's no stranger to action films. And our number 1 choice, although we're not ranking women, we're not doing that. Our number 1 choice on our top 10 list would be Anna Kendrick.
Squirrel Girl.
Anna Kendrick, who was up for Squirrel Girl and didn't get it for whatever reason. Anna Kendrick, also of Twilight fame. She
Pitch
is
Perfect.
Yeah, she was 32 years old. Wow, now I feel old. Pitch Perfect, The Accountants, Mike and Dave Need a Wedding, Into the Woods, and a few other movies as well. Anna Kendrick could, dye her hair red, and off she goes playing Barbara Gordon.
Honorable mention, Emma Watson.
No,
No, why not?
no,
Why?
no.
Why?
First of all, I have doubts that she could lose the British accent well enough. Daniel Craig couldn't lose it well enough in the first Tomb Raider movie. So I think the British accent would still come through because she has such a strong British accent. I don't think she could play an American well enough. Secondly, God, that girl needs a sandwich in the worst way. She is skinny.
She needs to go to Taco Donna.
She needs to go to Taco Donna.
Okay, now Minion's pick, possibly. This is who I picked, was as I was kind of researching this. Julia Winter. She was also in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She was Veruca Salt.
Julia Winter. Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay, let's see. Julia Winter, she's 24. She's Swedish.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Say Anna Sophia Robb has a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From which film in particular?
I liked Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, that was a good one. Also,
of course, I did like Charlie and Chocolate Factory. That was a good one.
Bridge to Terabithia, in which she also starred alongside the kid who played PETA in Hunger Games.
Haven't seen Hunger Games.
Wow, man.
Haven't seen Twilight. Haven't seen Divergent. Haven't seen Maze Runner.
So anyway, so Julia Winter. Goose, do you have a favorite? Or
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
I think Emma's kind of like the would be the one. She's got the spunk and she's got the fire. She could pull it off.
She's the go-to gal, I guess you could say. So Emma Stone is. Let me see here. I'm looking this up as I go, so I apologize.
She's 29.
She's 29?
Yeah.
No way.
I looked it up.
She's only 29?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I thought she was older than that. Oh, so let us know on Facebook.com/GYGO Radio who you think should be Batgirl in the upcoming movie. I do want to thank our sponsors, Laser Legend and The Mailing Spot. If you want to tweet at us, you can find us at GYGO_radio. You can shoot me an email at davethehost@getyourgeekon.org. For Goose, for Minion, and for myself, I want to thank you for listening, and I want to make sure you get your geek on every single day.